Hi, hello, welcome. I feel like this video is just gonna be calm and unwinding, and whatever you're doing, whether you are just chilling, drawing, sitting on your bed, making dinner, let's just vibe out. This might be the last time that I'm using these mics because it's making this really weird, like robotic sound, and I don't really know how to fix it. And it shouldn't be doing it because I bought it not too long ago, but I haven't really used it too much. Maybe I need to take this little fluffy thing off. Should I take it off? I'm going to take it off. Oh, I have my journal with me, and there's always some crazy little nuggets in here of wisdom. And I thought while I wait for my painting to dry, she's looking so cute. While I'm waiting for my painting to dry, I thought that we will catch up. And I'm really enjoying talking to you. I'm really enjoying using my throat chakra and communicating. But I hope you guys have all been well. I've got my tea with me. If you ask what my kink is or my little weird fetish is, it's mugs. I freaking love mugs. Like, I love to find the quirkiest looking mugs and just collect them. I love the taste of peppermint, and I know it's really good for digestion. And then I've just added chamomile. You can't really see it. Chamomile and mountain tea. It's just an overall really nice nighttime mix to calm the nervous system. I wish I could put on music. I feel like in my past life, I was some sort of musician, singer, if I dare say so myself. I'm not going to say I can't sing, but I wish I could sing better. But I feel like in my past life, I was some sort of artist because the way I am so in tune with music, even from a young age, I would sit there and just watch the film clips and dissect it. And then in the shower, I don't know if you guys did this, I would come up with my own version of what the film clip should be. Anyways, yeah, I wish I could play music, but it's all good. Something I actually wanted to talk about is finding your flow state. You know when you're in a flow state when you are creating, whatever you're creating, if you're painting, if you're drawing, making music, whatever type of artistry you're doing, you know when you're in a flow state, and that is just everything's coming naturally. It feels like one of those days where you put on an outfit and straight off the bat, it's just fire. Like, you don't need to get changed again. You look good, your makeup looks good, your hair looks good. That's what a flow state feels like when you are creating. And right now, I am well and truly in my flow state where I'm not hyper fixating on what colors I should do for my painting and what direction it should do and if I should add this and should do that. No, like, it's just naturally flowing. I feel like that's the best way I can describe it. For me, I've kind of found a little pattern about myself. I swerve in and out of flow state, and it can get frustrating, especially when you just want to be really consistent with your work, with your art, but you feel like you hit a point where you're just trying to be consistent, but you're not actually having those ideas come to you effortlessly. Like, you kind of, for example, I will start going on Pinterest and looking at inspiration pictures or what other artists have done. I'll just be focusing really externally when I'm out of my flow state to grasp some ideas. And yeah, I can still create in those times. And most of the time I actually do end up liking what I create, but I find that it takes me a lot longer to complete. And it doesn't have that, the spark you have when you create something and it just was so effortless. It lacks a little bit of that spark. You know what I mean? And so for me, I have two types two main types of artistry. I crochet, so I make tops, skirts, and dresses, and painting. For me, I've been doing crochet for the last 2 years, 3 years. And that's been my main type of artistry, but I've just gotten back into painting. So I used to paint a lot when I was younger, but now I'm just kind of taking it seriously and absolutely loving it. My flow state is prime when I am regulated, when my nervous system is regulated. And what I mean by that is I am consciously choosing how my day goes. I am waking up when I say I'm going to wake up. I am doing my morning routine, which is usually a 20-minute meditation and prayer and some affirmations too, like mirror affirmations. And I'm working out. And I prioritize not doom scrolling throughout the day. I prioritize whatever I need to get done for the day. And when my nervous system is regulated, my God, it makes a world of a difference, not only in creative output, but just how you show up for yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you can pour into others, into your loved ones, into strangers, and overall just have a much healthier day. That being said, I feel like people have kind of made spirituality or spiritual practices very masculine and very much have kind of turned it into the system that we have learned to live by. Very much linear, very much structured, very much robotic. It's just a little bit off-putting. It's a little bit like you just want to just relax a little bit. Like, not everything needs to be so serious. You don't need to be doing your spiritual practices every single day. If you go with the flow, I'm very much learning to adopt that habit, because I myself I'm a Capricorn, so I can get very rigid with my routine to the point where if I break my routine, I feel really down and out about myself and a little bit harsh on myself. And adopting a more fluid lifestyle where, okay, maybe I needed that half an hour sleep in, or you know what, I really just don't feel like meditating today, and not being hard on myself, not kicking myself like you're meant to do it, you're going to have a shit day next. Like, that's where I'm like, spiritual practices should not ever be rigid, feel forced upon you. It should almost be a calling to do. And yeah, take a bit of initiative. Like, you can push yourself a little bit because you know it's going to make you feel better, because you know it's going to regulate you. But if you really just not wanting to do some practices, if you want to just skip on your journaling for the day, there's nothing wrong with that. So that being said, although all those practices definitely help me getting into a flow state, not every day looks the same, and I'm okay with that. And if anything, it's actually allowed me to be so much more productive. Like, life is happening, life is lifing, and you got to just enjoy life. You've got to, there's just so much pressure that we put on ourselves that we forget to just live. Just live. You can literally knock on wood, you can die tomorrow. It could be very much your last night. Not to put fear in you at all. I'm not scared, but enjoy your life. Like, don't take it so seriously all the time. Have fun. Book the trip. That's actually rich of me to say, because I need to book my trip. I've got my friend's wedding in Thailand in August, and I really, really, really want to go to America this year. I'm craving, first of all, New York I can't describe it because I'm very much a nature girly. Like, put me on an island and I am good. I don't need reception. I'm good. Like, That is my default. I love nature. I love warmth. I love islands. I love Greece. But for some reason, and maybe this goes back to my past life as being a singer. Maybe I was a singer in New York, a successful singer in New York. I don't know. Could be. Gotta look into my past life regression. But for some reason, New York has a chokehold on me. And I feel like there's a part of my soul that is there. And I miss it so much. I studied there back in 2018. Yeah, 2018. I did an exchange program through my university, which was very difficult to get in. I worked my ass off to get into that program. Look at me show off. Seriously, I worked really hard for it. And I got to go there for a semester, about 5 months I was there. My God, I talk about flow state. Like, I felt more comfortable in New York than I do in my own city to this day. It's something I just can't explain why it is. And maybe it's the atmosphere, maybe it's the people, the creatives. It's just got this flair to me that I love so much, so dearly. And I haven't been back, and I'm hoping to go this year. I'm going to put it out there. I would love to also go to Miami and LA, but play it by ear. I just need to book my Thailand trip first and see how the year is planning out for me. I don't know how we got here from flow state. That's right. Live your life. Don't be so intensely rigid, especially if you don't usually do any of these practices. Like, you're looking to get into it. My advice to you is you're going to hear all the advice in the world, and a lot of it is good stuff. A lot of it is very helpful. But if you're trying to do it all in one go and make it an everyday ritual, you're going to burn out from doing it, and you're going to actually you're going to almost resent it a little bit. So go easy on yourself whenever you feel like it, and slowly but surely you're going to find your own pattern. Where I was heading about getting back into a flow state creatively, I actually planned this painting like over a month ago. I did a little sketch of what I wanted to do. I kind of had a few different ideas, but kind of the same vibe. And I was ready to start it then and there. And that same day, I got a message from a DJ in Sydney wanting to wear one of my crochet pieces. So of course I was going to do that. So I put my painting on pause. It's almost like that time apart, I've managed to completely zoom out of the picture and look at the big picture and actually understand where I want this painting to go, how I want it to look. And I just feel like because I was doing paintings back to back then, and I wasn't necessarily burnt out from it, but if I didn't give myself that month break, which I was kind of at the time kicking myself about because I really wanted to I liked that pattern that I'm a Capricorn. I love a pattern. I love getting into a rhythm. So when something throws me off a rhythm, I'm a little bit thrown off. So I felt a little bit edgy during that time. But what a blessing. What a blessing taking a step back from my paintings and putting my focus into crochet, because I have realized so much in that 1 month. I've realized so much about my direction and where I want to go. And sometimes life will throw you off course, off your pattern and how you planned it, in order for you to see from a different point of view, from a different perspective. And that is what happened to me, because I didn't plan for that to happen. And although I'm grateful for the opportunity, I was thrown off. I was out of balance because I had a plan and that plan didn't go how I had imagined. And being a Capricorn, I get very rigid in my ways, and I'm trying to be more flow state, and be able to adjust. But that adjustment and that step outside of what I had planned has actually helped me immensely. And it shows you how just life is, everything that happens is meant to be. I realize a few things, and this could very much change. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm someone that is very contradicting. I put my hand up. I contradict myself all the time because if I'm going to feel one way one day and maybe the next day I feel a different way. Shit happens. People change. You change every single day. I'm a chameleon like that. Like I will just, in terms of my mind and my fluidity with my mind, I sway and I change all the time. So this might very much change what I'm about to say, but I really want to build my crochet brand. I've touched base on this in a few other videos, so I'm not going to go deep into it, but it's been mostly the last couple of years me learning the practice, and I have made 4 pieces for 4 artists, and I am still waiting on their content, and it's been months and I don't know if I'll ever get it. And I'm really not here complaining or throwing them under the bus, because I do know that they have busy lives. We all do. And sometimes things don't go to plan. But I've realized the struggles that come with running a small business of handmade clothes. Although for me it's very therapeutic. I love designing. Like I will have the craziest ideas in my brain. Sometimes it doesn't happen the way I want it to happen. But when you get me in that state and the ideas are like flowing through, my God, like that to me is orgasmic. Like I love it. But I am here to also make a living. And for me, I just think that I will struggle making crochet a living because it's very time consuming. It's quite expensive. The yarn that I purchase is good quality. So I'm spending quite a lot on material. I spend a lot of time making just one piece. And so far, I haven't had anything to show for it in terms of the people I've created for. Although I could get customers and all that, I'm just thinking long term as well, quite taxing on my energy. And I've really had to weigh up the pros and cons and whether or not it's something, because it's not really something that I can just, half of my energy, half of my eggs, like that is something I need to put all my eggs into. It's time consuming. It's a lot of effort. You need to be precise. You are working with your hand making clothes and there's not much give or stretch in it. So you need to make sure it fits the person that you are making it for. There's a lot to it. And although I love it and I get in a beautiful flow state, and that will never change, I have had a realization in that last month that it's not something I really want to focus on building in terms of a brand and putting all my eggs into at this moment. And that might very much change. I might want to get back into it and make some easier styles that I can whip up, or even manufacture some pieces and not do crochet too much. That might very much change, and I'm very much open to that possibility. That realization for me has almost been like a mini death, because I know it sounds really dramatic, but I was really pumped over the last 2 years to turn this into like a proper business and coming to that realization that it's not something I really actually want to do now that I've had a bit of experience in it. it is like breaking up with someone. And I had been moody as well the last couple of weeks and just been really easily agitated. And I've realized why, and it's because of that. Like, I haven't really acknowledged the changes that are happening. If this dies one more time, the video is done. I'm just not in the mood. Crochet. Yeah, I came to that realization. So I am a firm believer that life will throw you off. The universe will make you uncomfortable in order to change something, in order for you to see something. Before that, I was spreading myself so thin and not really pouring into any sort of cup. It was just little driplets everywhere and leading me to like an intense burnout every luteal phase that each month. And yeah, I am grateful for that. That's enough blabbing about that. Let's see if there's any little wisdoms that I can share in here. I think I found something here. Let's see. This is Thursday, the 26th of March, so not too long ago. I'm a little bit nervous. I've titled it Stepped Back In. By stepped back in, I mean in with God, in with oneness, stepping out of ego. I've held the mirror to myself and I see a girl who has one foot in courage and the other foot in doubt. I see a girl who sees her own potential and worth, yet gets pulled back into fear. I see a girl who still checks for validation in friends, family, men, and peers, and looking for a quick dopamine hit and feels worthless when there's silence. Damn. I'm going through it. Here I am sitting in my very own apartment, sitting in a room that is Art Deco, studio space, peaceful, and a reflection of a space I once desired and put on my vision board. Here I am in it now. And that is true. I definitely manifested this, like the way I manifested this apartment is literally God's work. Like, I could not have scripted it the way that it happened. But I digress. Let's get back into this. You get to know a little bit about me. Here I am in it now. This here is God showing up saying, I'm struggling to read my writing. Saying this was always meant for you. It came not how it was planned, but how God had planned. So let go of your grip. Your knuckles are tired. Your love is here, first within you. I then pretty much just go into a bunch of affirmations. And then I say, this mirror reflects my potential, but it's been pulled back because of fear of not being enough, fear of not being validated, appreciated, and loved, an inner child wound of not being good enough. I'm here to say that I am loved and to thank my ego for her protection, but I am now ready once again to put down that guard, to not fall so easily into distraction, into need for validation, but to sit with God, to be and to come back to the knowing that all is perfect and all is fine. So yeah, that is a little bit of vulnerability for you to know. I think the lesson here, I am a reflection of you, and this message is you telling yourself this message. It's not me. We're the same. We are reflections of one another. We come from the same place. Oneness, one love, as Bob Marley would say. I digress. There are times where you feel a need to be validated by your friends, by your family, by your peers, by people you are dating. And when you are in that state of needing to be validated, you are feeding into your ego and you are believing that you lack, and you're coming from a place of lack. And if you become conscious of that, you can really dig out some gold and find out parts of you that may need healing, and find out what is triggering this need for validation and how you can pour it back into yourself. And there are times where I still do fall into this trap of looking for validation. And sometimes it's as cheeky and subtle and undetectable as me checking to see if an Instagram crush has liked my story or whatever the case is. And it's constantly looking. But when you become conscious of your actions and what you're doing, you can realize that that's not the vibe that we want to be. That's not the energy that we are emanating, or that lack place is not a reflection of who I am. I fill my own cup and I am 100% amazing and fine as I am, and no one can validate that. I actually watched a video. Shout out to 3K Knowledge. If you've never watched his videos, go immediately after this video, go watch his videos. I'll tag him below. But let me find the video first and then I can speak on it. He pretty much talks about that life is spontaneous, that anything could happen to you at any moment, whether it is perceived as bad, perceived as good, whatever it is. You could knock on wood, but your dog can get hit by a car today. That's one example. It's a bad example. Or an example that he used is you could be working at a coffee shop and someone is saying that they love your energy and they're going to give you $1 million because they're no longer wanting to live. That's a really dark example. But you could have a really positive, good, random, spontaneous experience in life, or you could have something that just happens. It's just a bad experience. But it's how you handle it. It's how you, good and bad, yin and yang. It's the same thing. It's how you handle the situation, and it's how you are dealing with yourself internally. The only thing that truly exists is the now. The now is the only thing that exists. What happened 1 second ago does not exist. Whatever I said 1 second ago doesn't exist. Everything exists now. So how you handle that situation tells you everything. And this actually reminds me of a Rick Rubin interview that I was listening to, and he was talking about how he often goes to Hawaii, and he was saying how there's this bug, I can't remember what bug it is, centipede, I don't know, that Hawaii is notoriously known for, and they can bite you, and it will really hurt when they bite you. It can pulse your body. And he had never experienced it before, even though he's been to Hawaii so many times. And one night he woke up and his head was thumping, and he realized that he had gotten bitten by that bug. And he turned to his wife and he said that there are 2 ways I can go about this situation. I can panic and freak out like what we would probably usually do when a situation like that happens, or I can accept the fact that I've gotten bitten, it's happened. I can continue about my day. I can just accept the fact that it's happened and not freak out about it. That is the same concept that 3K Knowledge is talking about, and that I am talking about, is how you handle any situation is a reflection of you, is a reflection of your internal dialogue. And when you're constantly looking to be validated by people through whatever, the main one is social media, and looking to have likes and looking for engagement and looking for whatever, people to interact with you and getting that quick dopamine hit, because that's what it is. It's a quick dopamine hit. It gets that fuzzy feeling. It's like gambling. Social media is exactly pretty much like gambling. and it will get you on those high highs and those low lows. Being in a state where you are seeking validation, you are not pouring into yourself, you are living in a state of lack, and that can be changed now. You don't need to be doing a whole bunch of practices over the next coming weeks to eventually snap out of it. Like, you can decide right this second that nothing or no one needs to validate you. That is pretty much all I have to say tonight. I am going to finish off my painting. Hopefully tomorrow I can finish it off and share it on my Instagram. If you guys want to have a look at my art, look at my crochet, I will have my Instagram linked below, and make sure to interact with this video. Make sure to like, to subscribe if you want to ask me some questions that you might have. I'm more than happy to talk to you, so leave some comments down below. But thank you.